Good, happy Tuesday morning, October 29, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this morning, so let's begin. First up, 2 bodies found in Texas aimed search for missing Rumney couple. Unidentified remains found near couple's last known location. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Charisse LeClaire.
Introducing the all-new reinvented Tempur-Pedic at Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Designed with the most pressure-relieving material ever created.
It adapts to your body's unique needs throughout the night.
For deepest, most rejuvenating sleep.
Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
For years, James lived just doors away from his big sister, Deborah Van Loon, in Rumney.
He's a great guy. Loved to be comedic. You know, he was always fooling around, horsing around, and razzing everybody, but that's his nature.
Yeah.
And do anything for anybody.
She said James, a Navy veteran, and his wife Michelle had been living their dream life. Just them, their truck, and a camper out on the open road, taking in sights across the country.
They loved it so much.
But on or around October 14th or 16th, communication stopped. On October 23rd, family filed a missing persons report with the Kleberg County Sheriff's Office. Later, they would find out surveillance footage captured the silver Chevy Silverado and Cedar Creek camper the pair had been driving through an unspecified border crossing into Mexico at midnight on October 21st. Sunday, authorities made a pair of discoveries near the couple's last known campsite.
Upon, our surprise, there were 2 bodies now that have been found, one of a male and one of a female. We don't have any ID on these people at this time.
Texas investigators say it's too early to determine who they are, as there are multiple missing persons cases in the area. Meantime, hundreds of miles away in New Hampshire, this family clings to hope.
If it isn't them, it's one major coincidence, that's for sure.
Now the family tells us that they have a call scheduled tomorrow with investigators in Kleberg County at 10 a.m.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Death of man, woman in Nashua were murder-suicide, investigators say. 2 found dead of gunshot wounds, officials say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
Introducing the all-new reinvented Tempur-Pedic at Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Designed with the most pressure-relieving material ever created.
It adapts to your body's unique needs throughout the night.
For deepest, most rejuvenating sleep.
Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
The Attorney General's office says there is no threat to the public, but there are many unknowns in this case, and they're still trying to figure out why this may have happened. Autopsies now explain some of what happened inside a condo on Millwright Drive in Nashua.
We're still investigating, but it does look like this likely happened yesterday morning.
John Kennedy of the State Attorney General's office says 77-year-old John Kerrigan, who lived at the home, murdered 56-year-old Marcy Tanofsky of Revere, Massachusetts, by shooting her twice in the head, then turned the gun on himself and fired 1 shot.
We are still investigating the precise nature of the relationship. They were known to each other. They had been involved in a relationship.
Investigators were called to the home yesterday morning for a welfare check. That's when they discovered the bodies of Kerrigan and Tanofsky.
It's a self-contained incident. We've identified all parties involved.
Right now, it's not clear what led to the shooting.
The investigation at this point into the circumstances surrounding those two deaths is active and ongoing.
Authorities hope to learn more soon as they continue to look for clues that may have been left behind by the couple.
They processed the scene today. We will go through the evidence, some of the interviews that were conducted surrounding the events leading up to people who knew both Ms. Tanofsky and Mr. Kerrigan. We'll review all of that and hopefully have a better idea of what exactly led to these two deaths.
And investigators are asking if anyone saw anything unusual at the condo on Millwright Drive Sunday morning to give Nashua Police a call. In Concord, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Judge considered whether man accused of shooting wife competent to stand trial. Questions raised about man's cognitive decline, declusion thinking. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa.
At Beltade's, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltade's Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
79-year-old Roderick Munstis has been behind bars since August after being charged with second-degree murder for allegedly shooting his wife to death in their Derry home. Now the judge in this case is working to determine if Munstis is competent to stand trial.
The parties, myself and defense counsel, met with the judge, discussed where we're at, and we're still working to figure out what the next steps are in this case.
In court paperwork submitted by the judge, it says that Munstis informed his attorney he was recently evaluated for age-related cognitive decline. It also says that statements made by Munstis to police about the shooting raise concerns that there may be delusional thinking, and there are also red flags about his memory.
I can't discuss that at this point. This is all an ongoing matter. It's still in front of the court and pre-trial, so we're not going to be able to discuss any of that.
Meantime, the fire marshal's office and Derry police are investigating the fire at the Munstis home, which happened after the homicide when no one was home. Investigators haven't said if the fire is suspicious, but they are taking the fact that someone was killed there into consideration. There will be another court case in this hearing on November 25th. We're live in Derry tonight. Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Bull Dardies rebucked for question whether Kamala Harris is African American. Tweet came in response to Harris criticizing President over lynching comment. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Adam Sexton.
This weekend, Trump New Hampshire re-election co-chair Al Baldessaro, a Londonderry state rep, tweeted about Senator Kamala Harris's criticism of President Donald Trump, saying, quote, "Kamala, stop using the race card and dividing our country. Horse thieves, bank robbers, and murderers were lynched many years ago. It was the Democrat KKK that lynched African Americans. Rumor has it, Kamala, that you are not African American. Is that true?" He drew a swift online rebuke for his comments about Harris's race. In a phone interview with News 9, Baldessaro said even though he deleted the tweet, he stands by his comments.
First of all, I served in the Marine Corps with African Americans, people from all walks of life. My family members, my nieces and nephews, African American. What I said about Kamala, I asked straight up, rumor, you're not African American, you're a black Jamaican, but yet you keep throwing the race card out there and dividing our country. It's a disgrace, and it has to stop.
New Hampshire Democratic Party Chair Ray Buckley calls the state rep's comments disappointing.
Al has embarrassed New Hampshire for many years, so it's not surprising, but it's still very disappointing.
I pray for the day that we come together as one and stop dividing amongst races. I'm an Italian, but I'm American. Okay, and if anything, I'm black. I'm tanned all the time, but I'm not African American. I'm Italian. I just wish we'd stop it.
Representative Baldessaro drew national headlines in 2016 for suggesting Hillary Clinton should be shot for treason. This latest statement also drew a response from the NHDP African American Caucus, calling on everyone to condemn his statements. Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your 2020 New Hampshire candidate tracker for today, October 29, 2019. We have 2 candidates today in New Hampshire. The first candidate, Elizabeth Warren. She has a town hall at Laconia Middle School in Laconia, New Hampshire at 4:30 p.m. And the second candidate in New Hampshire today is Bill Weld. He has a town hall at Horfield Academy in Hampton Falls, New Hampshire at 6:30 p.m. And those are the 2 candidates that will be in New Hampshire today. U.S. futures point to slightly higher open. U.S. stock futures were slightly higher Tuesday morning and the busiest week for earnings season. Woman accused of encouraging college boyfriend to kill himself. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
The former Boston College student charged with involuntary manslaughter tonight and her boyfriend's suicide. Prosecutors tonight say the young woman subjected her boyfriend to what they call unrelenting abuse, sending him 47,000 text messages, including messages like "go die" and "go kill yourself." He did take his own life 90 minutes before his graduation. Here's ABC's Eva Pilgrim.
The girlfriend of a former Boston College student tonight charged with involuntary manslaughter after a grand jury found she encouraged Alexander Urtula to take his own life.
Miss Yu made demands and threats with the understanding that she had complete and total control over Mr. Urtula, both mentally and emotionally.
Prosecutors say fellow student In Young Yu was physically, verbally, and psychologically abusive, sending thousands of texts, some urging him to, quote, go kill himself, go die.
In the 47,000 text messages, yes, there were many, many instances where she instructed him to do so.
Just 90 minutes before Urtula's graduation from Boston College in May, authorities say his girlfriend allegedly tracked him through his phone to a parking garage and was there when he leapt to his death.
Ms. Carter will now be taken into custody.
The allegations echoing the case against Michelle Carter, the young woman convicted of involuntary manslaughter after sending hundreds of texts urging her boyfriend to act on his suicidal thoughts.
What complicates this case, David, is the young woman is back home in South Korea. Now, prosecutors are cautiously optimistic she will return, but if she doesn't, they say there are a number of ways to extradite her back. David?
All right, Eva Pilgrim reporting tonight. Thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.